.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you back at the bank.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. He's been broadcasting Gator sports for more than 30 years. He's seen it all and spoken with everyone. This is Sports Scene with Steve Russell.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency. And brought to you in part by Campus USA Credit Union, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Meldon Law, UF Orthopedics, Atlantic Roofing, Ruzogra State Farm, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, Sensei Asian Bistro, and the head beer coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's the Dean of Gator Sports, Steve Russell.
Welcome into a Tuesday edition of Sports Scene. As you listen on WRUF, I'm Steve Russell. Tyler, back, as we did yesterday. The gang is returning, and he's going to produce the broadcast today. I got to tell you, I'm a little over this heat. It's not even September yet. You imagine the football games here? Ooh, boy. Anyway, today we got some interesting things happening. Chance for you to win a pair of tickets to go see the Jags exhibition game this weekend with Carolina. Okay, that's coming up before we're done today. Also, we talk a little high school football with a couple of area coaches. They open their seasons this weekend. And then Graham Hall from 247 Sports, sometimes host of this show, will be here to talk some Gator football. You'll also hear a couple of comments from Gator football coach John Summerall. Had a good time last night at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, the 5th anniversary. Had a chance to go last night. It was a lot of fun. A lot of media boys were there, but it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed that. And thanks to Coach for the invite. Matter of fact, it was funny. I was walking. I had just seen Shane Matthews walk in, and Coach stopped me. He goes, "We're about ready to start our show, aren't we?" And I said, "Yeah, Coach, we are. That'll be August 31st. He's fired up for that. And if he's fired up, believe me, I am fired up for that. But it'll be a new time for that, 11 a.m. We'll do that 11 a.m. Shane and I will work 12 to 1, and I'll just do solo 1 to 2 that day. So that's that. Couple of things in sports. Isn't it funny how things can turn at the drop of a hat? South Carolina, which returns over 75% of their offense from a year ago, has already lost 2 wide receivers to season-ending injuries. 2 of them. And one is the brother of the quarterback, Lenora Sellers. Jaden Gibson's the other one, who was an Oklahoma transfer. So right away, they're down 2 receivers, not just for a little while, but for the year. Also, in recruiting, we're already into 2028. Isn't this crazy? 4-star quarterback Caden Kraft committing to Tennessee, the number 3 dual threat passer, according to ESPN's ranking. He had finalists that included Florida, Michigan, Ole Miss among those, but he will go to Tennessee. And Texas A&M, Donald Tabron II, the number 2 pocket passer, picks A&M Again, 2028 recruit, 6'4", 190 from Detroit, over finalists LSU and Oregon. So I guess Lane Kiffin going to LSU does not mean he gets every recruit he wants. So he doesn't. So I wanted to pass that along. Talked to a couple of high school coaches today as the high school football regular season cranks up this weekend. But I'm also going to ask this. You know, one of the things I really like, oh, by the way, before I do this, Chris Hummer and John Talty work for CBSSports.com, and they write, and they do a very good job. They did a poll of industry insiders. Okay, I want you to sit down. If you're driving, you better pull over, because it's crazy how much money. CBS polled more than 50 industry sources, athletic directors, personnel people, general managers, all of that, salary cap experts, agents, boosters. There are now multiple Power 4 programs in the $40 million range for the cost of a football roster for this year. Isn't that crazy? One SEC front office person said to them that schools like Miami, Oregon, USC, Texas, and Texas A&M are in that group. So here we go. More than 40 million. More than 40 million. LSU. Apparently the most expensive roster. It could be over $50 million. And, excuse my French here, but if I'm a Cajun, you bet your ass that you better win a game. You better win a few games at LSU if you're spending $50 million. I'm just telling you. Okay? So, a lot of pressure on Lane Kiffin. At Miami, they've embraced NIL. They're in the over $40 million range. Darian Mensah, the quarterback, had apparently a $4 million deal at Duke. Well, he's making way more than that now. So just read the column, CBSSports.com. It's really good. And they also talk about individual players like Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State that are making money. Dante Moore at Oregon. But can you imagine that? $40 and $50 million rosters. It's crazy. But that's just how this is. And most of the people that are highly paid play what position? Guess. Quarterback. But that's where the sport is, folks. Also, I got this email yesterday from David, and I'll throw it out. Been listening to WRUF since the early 70s. Bob and Otis and Jim, etc. Yep, they're my era guys. There are 3 statues in front of the Gator football stadium, one for each of Florida's Heisman winners. Now, in the world of transfer portal and NIL, what would happen if a player played for the Gators for a couple of years, maybe only 1 year, and won the Heisman, and then left? Should you put up a statue or not? So let's say quarterback Joe Smith plays at Florida for 1 year, wins the Heisman, and then he gets lured by big money. Lane Kiffin calls and says, "You want to come to LSU and make some money?" And he leaves. So I'll throw that out, courtesy of David today, as you call in. If he wins the Heisman and transfers, would you put his statue up next to Florida's 3 other Heisman winners? Yes or no? Okay? We come to you live today, as always, from the Southeast Car Agency studio. Great people, been doing it for 50 years and doing one thing, but man, they do it well. The best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Been driving one for years. Go see the Cousins family. When you do, you know what to do. You tell them Sports Scene sent you. Okay? If you're calling, that's on the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. 3 locations in Gainesville, 1 in Lake City to serve you better. Find out more at TitanMRI.com. The email, you know it, srussell@WRUF.com, presented by International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. Simply put, looking for a wedding band, fine jewelry, this is the place to go, International Diamond Center. First hour sponsor, Quality Plumbing, a company you've trusted since 1984. When you need a quality plumber, they are the people to call. Quality Plumbing, because their name says it all. And don't forget, all of our guests come to you courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. Meldon Law won't back down. Okay. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Gator Man, hello.
What's going on, Steve? Well, I was listening to old fine, but I'm sure yesterday everybody crying about the polls. We should be ranked high. Who shouldn't be ranked low and all this crap. So I got the top 10 things I will say about the polls. Number 10, Ohio State is number 1 because of their roster. Everybody thinks they got the best roster in college football. Number 9, well, Texas will take care of that in week 2 because Texas will beat them. Number 8, LSU ranked because of Lane Kiffin, and they had a great portal class. Number 7, Miami got a soft schedule, so they'll probably be in the playoffs. Number 6, Notre Dame, same as Miami. They got a soft schedule, so you can count those 2 in the playoffs. Number 5, Georgia got ranked high because everybody thinks they got a veteran team. Number 4, Oregon has the Heisman favorite, and Dante Moore, that's why they rank so high. Number 3, Ole Miss has Mr. Chambliss. Number 2, the Gators not ranked because of the Gator haters, and we only won 4 games last year. That's why we didn't get ranked. And number 1, Bama not ranked high because you lost 38-3 in your last game, and you still don't have a quarterback yet. So, Bama fans, just please be quiet for a little while. And, Steve, you have a good day.
All right, Gator Man, thank you. In a minute, we're going to talk with our first high school coach today, Elliott Frye, over at Trenton. Done a good job over there. And again, we'll talk with Demetric Jackson, the former Gator, who's coaching at Fort White, and Graham Hall, 247 Sports. We'll talk Gator football, Gator camp, what he has seen there. That's coming up today. Don't forget, Gator AD Scott Strickland here live in studio Thursday, noon hour. Okay, get ready for your questions. Quickly, Bill is here. Hi, Bill.
Hey, how you doing this morning, Steve?
Good, Bill.
Hey, is a question for you about the statue is how many years removed was it that Tebow actually got his statue up after he had left?
Good question. I don't know the answer to that.
And I want to say probably about 8 to 10 years, something like that, if memory serves me, somewhere around in that. Is, with the company that we've got with the statues, I would hope that it takes just a little more than just winning a Heisman and leaving. It seems like, I know that's kind of the credential there, but I would hope it would mean a little bit more than just that, and that you'd have to do more for the school as far as sticking around and being a representative.
I get it, but I also understand the landscape has changed, and, the whole process has changed. Not that you couldn't transfer then, but it was a lot harder, obviously, to do it than it is now. But if you win a Heisman, you win a Heisman, to me. So, granted, is it the same because those 3 guys, all played at Florida and Heisman winner X maybe didn't play 1 year and then played at, Oregon for 3 years? I get it. I get it. And then what happens if he wins a national championship at Oregon when he's there, right? That adds, even worse, right? Yeah. So, but it's an interesting question.
Yeah, and I don't know. I get it, with the way things are now, but it just seems like it would have a bad feel to it, kind of like a Cam Newton type situation, almost with us, and with his success after he left. But I'd say no. I'd say no. You got to do a little more.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate your call. I do want more feedback on that. We'll take a break, come back, and then when we do, we'll talk to Coach Frye over at Trenton, his team getting ready to open their football season. You're listening to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Southeast Car Agency studio on WRUF. Hey, folks, it's Steve Russell for my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. They've been in business for over 45 years. That in itself says a whole lot. Take a look around you when you drive. Take a look at the car in front of you, alongside of you. There's a really good chance it'll have a Southeast Car Agency tag, just like my vehicle does, and many vehicles before that have as well. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you to the good people at Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
The Florida Legends Card Show is coming to Alachua County Sports and Event Center on August 22nd and 23rd. Discover sports cards, Pokemon and TCG, collectibles, vendors, and more. Saturday show runs from 9:30 to 5, followed by trade night from 6 to 9 p.m. And Sunday the show runs from 9:30 a.m. to 4. Admission is just $5, and Saturday trade night is free. Plus food and drinks will be available throughout the show, and best of all, proceeds benefit Isaiah 117 House. The Florida Legends Card Show, August 22nd and 23rd at Alachua County Sports and Event Center.
P.F. Chang's Gainesville is serving up incredible lunch specials starting at just $11.99. So if you're in the mood for Asian fusion cuisine, stop in for lunch today. And don't miss happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. with $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Make your next lunch or afternoon unwind unforgettable at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch and happy hour.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their gamberi salento, shrimp, fresh tomatoes, and zucchini sauteed in garlic and oil with penne pasta and Romano cheese.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Miapa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Miapa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Miapa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Miapa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
In a world of big banks, there's only one truly local choice in Gainesville, Gala Bank. Locally owned and operated, Gala Bank is built by people who live here, work here, and care about this community. With over 350 years of combined banking experience, you'll always get trusted guidance and personal service you can count on. And with convenient 7 to 7 hours, Monday through Saturday, banking works around your schedule, not the other way around. Local bank, local people. Gala Bank. Member FDIC.
Foodies, this is not a drill. Sensei Asian Bistro is now open in Celebration Point, right next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and it's bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. We're talking smoked New York strip, rich matcha curry, melt-in-your-mouth Chilean sea bass, and the fan-favorite Chunggang chili chicken. Feeling adventurous? Dive into fresh crudo oysters or treat yourself to A5 Wagyu tataki. Add in handcrafted cocktails, and you've got your next night out covered. Sensei Asian Bistro. Come hungry, leave impressed.
This summer, Hard Rock Bet has the hottest baseball betting odds in Florida. Vig, juice, fee, whatever you call it, we're cutting it. It's the 10-cent summer sale. That's flat 10-cent lines for winner, spread, and over-under pregame bets. Same bets, better odds. This August, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Valid for moneyline, spread and over. Under pregame markets with odds between -250 and +250 only. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Zach Alvoverdi. Weekdays at 4, right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Reminder, if you have a Facebook Live question, Tyler gets it to me courtesy of Rules State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida. Visit ograinsurance.com to learn about their locations in Gainesville and Newberry. If you have a YouTube question, those are courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union, where Coach Spurrier does his banking, founded on the UF campus, serving our community for 90 years. All right, we're going to talk Trenton football with head coach Bryant Frye, as Trenton will open their regular season, as most teams will this weekend. Coach, good to have you. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Let's look at last year first. What did you lose off of last year's team going into this year?
Well, we lost quite a bit of our contributors. We lost our quarterback, our running back, our one of our main offensive linemen, and a couple other skilled players that were there. So I think there was about 8-9 players that we lost last year that helped us get back on track for Trenton Way. And but we got some young kids coming up this year, and they're starting to take the role of what the other seniors left last year and picking up and carrying that on.
Sometimes at a smaller school, the kids that come out can be a concern. Are your numbers good?
Yeah, currently we have 38 true varsity players. I think I've got like 30 JV players. So I think the success of last year and seeing what Trenton won state championships in 13 and 15, and they had a great, run there for a little while, and it kind of subsided a little bit. So we were bringing back some excitement. Kids are getting interested, and they want to be part of it. So, yeah, I'm very blessed right now to have as many as we do. So,
yeah, those are good numbers. As you look at your football team, Coach, what do you see? What do you like about it?
Well, I think one of the things I like about the football team the most is it's year 2 for me. So we're grown from the first year was a learning process for a lot of it. New coach, new coaches coming in, new style, new system, and we worked since the season ended last year. We got beat by Taylor County in the playoffs, first time since 2019 that we made it. So we're just growing on that from last year. And the kids have come in and they worked hard. They're growing, they're getting stronger, they're getting faster, they're learning more. It's not so much as this year as implementing the new office as it is kind of like finalizing a couple things and just fixing some of the issues that we had last year from blocking and stuff like that. So, but we're on the right pace, and I think you said that we would be starting our season this Friday. Actually, technically, we started it last Friday against Interlochen because we transferred from the FHSAA to the SSAA.
Okay. Speaking of that, why did that occur?
Well, I think if you'll go back and you'll look at a lot of the schools that left the FHSAA, they were a lot of your rural schools out in the rural areas, so from the Panhandle on down. It's just an opportunity to go in there. They were offering a lot of different things that the FHSAA didn't. And, it is hard sometimes in these rural areas to be able to compete with these other schools and that have metropolitan areas. So it was just an opportunity. We can always go back. It was just an opportunity for us to be able to, trying to build our program back up and then get it where it needs to be.
Tell me about this week's opponent.
I really don't know a whole lot about South Marion. South Marion is a new school that has come into existence this year, and we were technically supposed to go down there, but I think they had some issues with their football field and all that kind of stuff with some sinkholes. So they're actually coming to Trenton if it's on. So they're coming to Trenton. Don't know a whole lot. I got a little bit of film last week on their kickoff classic with Lake Bonavista. So of course they got limited amount due to the rain like we did last week with Interlochen. So, we don't have a whole lot to go on. So it's really going to be something new for us to kind of figure that out during the game.
Brian, I'm glad you said that because I saw South Marion and I thought to myself, I've never heard of them. So, and
they're brand new this year.
Yeah, so that's really interesting. When you make your schedule, I'm always interested. Sometimes it's a district schedule depending on the school, but philosophically, what are you trying to do making your schedule?
Well, me personally, I want some competitive games on there. You never know from year to year. Just like Trenton last year, we went 7-4, made the playoffs. Well, I got a completely new team. In my mind, I'm hoping that we're better than we were last year, but you don't never know till you actually play games, and you can't base it on last year. You just have to, kind of figure out who's out there, who's available. In our world too, we're in the rural area. We have to also consider transportation, cost of transportation, because our budgets in our rural areas are kind of cut a little bit, and you have to keep that in mind. But honestly, it's you want to play your rivals. For Trenton, it's Bell Dixie, and Chiefland. But then you start branching out, and we're going to impact Christian Academy. Now, I'll tell you one thing that we had. We have Umatilla on the schedule right now, but prior to that, Jefferson County has closed down their football program and only has a middle school.
Jeez.
But we made this schedule back. Yeah, we made that back in March. And because they don't have it, I had to find somebody at the last minute here last week to kind of fill that void. So, I mean, yeah, another rural school in Jefferson County, and they don't have a football program as far on the varsity level this year.
See, I'm glad you were here because, I mean, people don't sometimes realize the things behind the scenes that you have to do just to create a schedule or, to get something happening. So it happens a lot of times at smaller schools. Coach, it's
it's not – it's not just that, high schools, on the collegiate level and the NFL level, they have contracts, they sign them with financial obligations. We as in rural schools, we just have communication from coaches, and the coaches have to go in there and sign it, and sometimes these coaches don't sign it, which don't put you under contract, and it's difficult because then, like I just told you on Jefferson, they had the contract signed, it's just they don't have a team. So now I'm bouncing around and, beginning of August when everybody's starting their schedule are almost full, and you're trying to find, oh my gosh, who can I get to play because we need that game. So
wow.
It is difficult.
Yeah, you never know. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time. We'll get you back as the season rolls along here. Wish you a lot of luck. And again, it's South Marion this week for Trenton. Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You got
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you, Bryant. Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bryant Frye joining us here from Trenton High School. Is back in the saddle over there. Okay. We're going to talk to Fort White's head coach a little later today, Demetric Jackson, former Gator. And then Graham Hall is going to join us. The statue question, interesting answers. International Diamond Center email from William. I'll preface by saying I think the chances of somebody winning the Heisman and leaving here is small. I agree. You still put up a statue. We're in an era that's very transactional. Should the Patriots not put up a statue of Tom Brady because he went to the Bucs? Of course not. And they since have put up a statue in New England once he retired. That's the business these days. Just make sure you ask Jaden Daniels first. Touche, William. Touche. Let's get Trevor, Facebook comment brought to you by Ruzogre State Farm. Do you agree about the Gators being ranked 27th? Are you surprised the SEC didn't get a single first-place vote? No. I was a little surprised the Gators were ranked that highly. And I mean no disrespect when I say that, but Florida's, flying a little under the radar, Trevor, but I think people have looked at the roster, looked at the coaching change and said, well, maybe, and the schedule, which is certainly, I think, a bit lighter than what it's been. So, no. Dustin says, what is Florida's roster worth? It ain't $50 million. I can tell you that. But I can tell you this, too, from talking to people, it's not cheap, but it's not in the upper echelon either, and that will continue to work that way. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and again, if you had, I'll use this question here, if you had a player who won a Heisman here and then transferred, would you put a statue up for him? We'll talk about it when we get back. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Your heart health matters. That's why Titan MRI and Imaging and Gainesville Open MRI are offering a coronary calcium scan for just $99. This quick, painless CT scan takes about 15 minutes and can help identify calcified plaque in your heart's arteries, giving you valuable insight to your future heart attack risk. The results provide a calcium score that can help your doctor determine the best preventive care plan for you. Schedule your scan today at GainesvilleOpenMRI.com. Live longer, live healthier. Titan MRI and Imaging with 3 convenient locations in Gainesville and Lake City. Serving you better.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
For the first time ever in a public setting outside the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City, three legends are coming to Gainesville. Join Steve Spurrier, Danny Warfel, and Tim Tebow together with their Heisman trophies for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on Sunday, August 23rd. Enjoy an unforgettable night of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 1:17 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be part of Gator history.
If you're looking for premium, high-quality food served in an unforgettable atmosphere, you're going to love brunch at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill.
This is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet.
Complete with build-your-own omelet station, served every Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Reservations are encouraged, and walk-ins are always welcome.
Plus, you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
The Sports Lab with Kevin Winter. Weekdays at 2, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Quality Plumbing presenting the first hour of Sports Scene today. We appreciate you being here, talking sports with us. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Byron, hello.
Hey, Steve, man, love your call as always, and it's a boring kind of time. So a great question. Number one, Steve, I think that the guy asked the question because the only winners have been Heisman Trophy winners, if I'm not incorrect. And number two, what would be the qualifications of someone else winning? When you look at Chris Leak, who was here for 4 years, the guy brought up maybe somebody like Cam Newton leaving. Well, what did Chris Leak might do not to be up there? And I think
he didn't win the Heisman. That's about as simple a question.
That's what I'm trying to make the point. So, and I'll ask you like this. So I'm trying to argue the point without being funny. Curran Bell should be on one.
No, they shouldn't.
That's what I'm making the point. So you have to be on that statue. The only qualifications really would be on a winning team. And if you transferred, it wouldn't matter because if you won the Heisman, then you should be up there. Is that what we're saying?
I got you. Okay, so you're saying if you win the Heisman.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if you stayed here and did what Curran and Chris did, you don't even qualify because if you left in 2 years but you won the Heisman, you would be in there. So that's what I'm saying, and I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, and my question for the day, Steve, before I get all mixed up here, is, Steve, you were bringing up injuries. The Jags are having injuries on the line. I don't know what your Jets are doing, but I'm so happy that wide receiver room is doing better. I want to see Wilson and Brown and those guys, and we got some transfers. Whoever the quarterback is, he's going to be in a gold mine, and maybe he'll have a statue up there this year. And thank you, Steve.
Okay.
Gators.
Appreciate you, Byron. Thank you. International Diamond Center email, BB, what do you think the most infamous play in NFL history is? You know, I can't. Well, maybe, wasn't it Jack Tatum that punched somebody back when he played for the Raiders? That wasn't cool. That comes to mind first. I'm sure there are others, but that comes to mind first. Let's see here. He also says, one for the Saints. Yeah, Jack Tatum. They hit on Darryl Stingley. I was right. Albert Haynesworth cleat stomp back in 2006, and the Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph incident in 2019, and Bounty Gate. That would come up for me. Yeah. So I did not remember at all the Myles Garrett thing, but I remember Haynesworth took the helmet off the dude and then stomped his bare cleats into the face, and there were big cuts and bruises, and yeah, it wasn't real good. And I don't, fortunately, there's not a whole lot of that. I mean, are there infamous plays in college? Are there infamous plays in the pros? Yes, but it isn't. There aren't a lot of them, I don't think. All right, let's do. Since we're going to talk a little college football a little later on today, when Graham Hall gets here. The Gators still in the midst of their camp, getting ready for opening day. John Sumrall talking with the media. Obviously, the big question is quarterback. Who is going to be the quarterback? Here's Sumrall talking about Tramel Jones getting reps with the number ones.
Yeah, I think he's earned. They've both earned what they're getting. I think Tramel's grown a ton. The biggest growth that he's got to continue to make is like operating at the line of scrimmage with shifts, motions, those sort of things. And so, we can't have a motion called and not bring a guy in motion. But he's making plays. He's very comfortable in the pocket. He's got great energy. He's got good touch on the football. When things are right, they're right. Like he's got a bright future, man. I'm fired up about him. I really am. And so I know everybody thinks that like Philo's the starter because he came with Buster and all this. And yeah, he had a head start. Both guys are doing good things, and we need both of them to get ready.
I agree with that 100%. You're one play away from the next dude coming in. And you need two quarterbacks now. You just do. It's hard in this day and age to not be hurt at some point. So, yeah. And, one of the things you mentioned about Philo coming with Buster here, Summerall talks about the playbook.
There's also something, too, right now. The playbook's, the volume is really big. Like, we're not pared down in a game plan mode. That affects everybody on the offense, the quarterbacks, the O-line. I think when the call sheet is that substantial, the volume of plays that you could get called and you have to go execute, that's a lot. And then the other side of it is the amount of volume of defense Brad has in. I mean, we're given some front pictures that, like, good luck. Like, I feel sometimes I look out there, and today we're in a front picture on second down. I'm like, Brad, are you trying to, like, make these guys just quit?
I like that. And again, that's something that you don't think about, right? Because look, if you're the defensive dude, you want to make it difficult. You want to show what you can do. You want to show, your players in different fronts and different schemes and different looks for the quarterback. And if you present something brand new to a quarterback that hasn't seen it, chances are that play is not going to end up too well. So, yeah, a lot of things that go into it. Larry's email. If Urban Meyer could leave to spend more time with his family and still be inducted into the Ring of Honor, especially in light of his subsequent moral issues and abysmal failure in Jacksonville, then a Heisman winner should have a statue in front of the stadium even if he played only 1 year at UF. After all, a Heisman is a Heisman. That comparison may not be logical, but it makes sense to me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm glad you said that, Larry, because it doesn't make logical sense. That's like apples and oranges. But, you can get in your thought about Urban in that way, and that's fine. But he will be in the Ring of Honor, deserves to be in the Ring of Honor, and has qualified for the Ring of Honor, right? I think one of the things that has always intrigued me about halls of fame or rings of honor. Let me ask you a question. If there was a player, we all know O.J. Simpson's issue, right? Would you disqualify a player if that player was convicted of arson or murder? Does that person not belong in the Hall of Fame? You're in the Hall of Fame because of what you did on the field. You don't have to be a nice guy either. You can be a horse's patoot and be in the Hall of Fame, and it's because of what you did on the field. Now, does it help to be a nice person? Does it help, all that? Sure it does. But in the end, and I've always wondered what the big shots of a Hall of Fame would do in a situation if that happened a lot. Fortunately, it doesn't. Steven says, isn't Jefferson County the alma mater of Jack Youngblood? Hard to believe they don't have a varsity football team. I don't know the answer to that. But I don't think he said Jefferson County. Did he say Jefferson? I didn't think he said Jefferson County, but I could be wrong. He did? Okay. Tyler says he did. Again, rural school, that's true. And look, one of the things you don't know is, do people move away from the area? What's the financial situation? It can be tough at some of those smaller schools. Yet to come today, your chance to win a pair of Jaguars tickets to go see Carolina exhibition game coming up this weekend. And if you can't go, we will have it. And speaking of having it, Rays open a 3-game series with the Blue Jays at the Trop. Coverage begins tonight, 6 p.m. We are your home for Rays baseball and the hunt for Rays October. Not for Red October, Rays October. All right, one more email here. Let's see. Joe says, by the way, before I do that, let me clean up some things yesterday. Remember I said some infamous things with the Gators yesterday after the shoe game and all that? I always get something after the fact. But since you take the time, Drew, the swindle in the swamp. It's still hands down the worst one-sided officiated game I've ever personally watched from beginning to end. Tony, Mullen as Darth Vader post-game. Dan did some different things here. And it, I've always liked him. And he had a chance to be a dude here. It just didn't work out. But he had a chance to be a dude. And it could have really been a good thing. It just didn't work out. And you know what? We'll see how he does at UNLV. That's, sometimes you get second and third chances. We'll see what he does. We'll take a break, come back, and then we're going to talk with Demetric Jackson, the head football coach at Fort White, and then we'll talk a little Gator football with Graham Hall, what he's seen from practice so far. Don't forget, Scott Strickland here, live in studio Thursday in the 12 o'clock hour. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
At International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange, you'll find transparent pricing, same-day evaluations, expert craftsmanship, and a team committed to treating every customer with honesty and respect. And you never know who you'll see shopping there. Music stars, sports stars, and savvy collectors all know where to go when they're searching for exceptional value and luxury timepieces. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, or restoring a treasured piece, visit International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange on West University Avenue in Gainesville.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC, 2026 GMC Sierra $399 per month, 2026 Chevy Silverado $379 per month. Plus, get 0% financing for 60 months and no payments for 90 days on new Chevy Silverado. Come see us today at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC and GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $69.99 due at signing, plus tax, tag, title, and dock. All rebates and incentives to dealer. May include loyalty, subject to lender approval. $16.66 per thousand financed at 0 APR for 60 months. Offers don't combine. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable, and when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
The Florida Legends Card Show is coming to Alachua County Sports and Event Center on August 22nd and 23rd. Discover sports cards, Pokemon and TCG, collectibles, vendors, and more. Saturday show runs from 9:30 to 5, followed by trade night from 6 to 9 p.m. And Sunday the show runs from 9:30 a.m. to 4. Admission is just $5, and Saturday trade night is free. Plus, food and drinks will be available throughout the show, and best of all, proceeds benefit Isaiah 117 House. The Florida Legends Card Show, August 22nd and 23rd at Alachua County Sports and Event Center.
America's best-looking cruiser contest is back, and the Florida Highway Patrol's Black and Tan Cruiser is going for a 4th straight title. This year, FHP is rolling out its Ford Mustang in front of the iconic Sunshine Skyway Bridge, lit up in patriotic colors to ring in America's 250th birthday. Go to flhsmv.gov/votefhp and follow FLHSMV and FHP social media accounts to learn how you can help Florida win again. And remember, buckle up and arrive alive, Florida. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
An extreme heat warning is in effect across north central Florida through 8 o'clock this evening. Peak feels like temperatures surpassing 110 for several hours this afternoon under mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. We'll have a chance for a few isolated showers toward the Atlantic coast and also near the I-4 corridor. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight, lows in the upper 70s. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
WRUF, where Gator Nation comes alive. 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
One of the best albums in rock and roll history is that one, in my opinion. Supertramp's Breakfast in America. But here, it's lunchtime with Sports Scene. So you got to do what you can do, right? 392-8255. You can email the show, srussell@wruf.com. Patrick, who will be fired this year, DeBoer or Norvell? Oh, Norvell. I don't think Alabama is going to be 6-6. I think Florida State could be 6-6. And he said, could Dan be coaching at FSU in 2027? I mean, I would make a call to him if I'm FSU. I would. Brian, give me the tuck game between the Pats and the Raiders as an infamous moment, as though, even though it was from the refs, had that not been ruled an incomplete, who knows if the Pats dynasty ever takes off. For the Gators, what game do you view besides Texas as the most difficult road game? I know most are saying Auburn. I think it'll be Missouri. Florida could be as good as 4-0 or as bad as 2-2 going into Missouri. I feel that game's going to really shape the direction of the season. I don't disagree with that, but I do think a lot of Gator fans are pointing to Auburn as being, if not the most important, because Florida doesn't, with all respect, doesn't play anybody the first couple of games. So what does Florida look like playing somebody? That's why I think it's Auburn for me. And look, if Florida were to lose that game, you heard Laura Rutledge here the other day, even when Auburn's bad, it's tough to play there. Their fans are good. And look, they have a lot to play for, obviously. New coach, new hope. It'll be geek there. That's why I think, Brian, it's that for me. Peyton, Heisman should be warranted, should warrant a statue or a retired number. Shedeur Sanders had his number retired at Colorado. I can't understand why. Well, okay. If you play 1 year at a school and you win a Heisman, would you want to retire a jersey after 1 year? I get it. You win a Heisman. But, Dustin, thoughts on the NFL getting an overseas team? Zero thought. Zero. I just don't care. I mean, good for them if they do. The NFL, has for a long time looked overseas, and obviously games are played out of this country now. So, I'll read one more from BB here. It says, no statue, never considered those statues as just about the award. Those three statues to me are also about loyalty, history, dedication to a school, not just a one-year award. Just look at Tim's speech. Well, if that's the case, then why aren't there other statues up there for players who have loyalty, history, and dedication to a school? Answer, they didn't win a Heisman. You know how many Gator players fit what you just said? They poured their hearts and souls into the university. You know how many players have done that here that didn't win a Heisman? But that's why you have to separate it somehow, and that's how you have to do it. In the second hour, I got to tell a quick story here before we leave the hour. Bob Costas often talked about his relationship with his father, and it wasn't great. And my relationship with my father was up and down. But for a guy who was a Minnesota farm boy, who didn't know the difference between a baseball and a kumquat, when he realized I really liked baseball, I was pretty good at it, he learned the game. He coached me in Little League, and I would go to his house for visitation because my parents were divorced, and he would always play catch, no matter how tired he was, and he was a bricklayer, so he did physical work. So when I watched Field of Dreams, at the end he said, Dad, you want to have a catch? I've seen that movie 6,000 times, and I've cried 6,000 times. So my question in the second hour is this, because again, we're in the time of the year, we're not talking sports, we're just not doing that, so we're forced to do this. If I said to you, what is one sporting event you could do, or one thing you could do, what would it be? Much like what Tebow and Spurrier and Warfel are doing, right? Catch a pass from them. What would be your ultimate? Like catch a pass from so-and-so, or, hit against whatever. What athlete would that be? I'm just curious. Richard says, don't overlook Auburn. USF burned UF last year, and the quarterback is now at Auburn. Yeah, they are a tempo team. So Florida will have to, I think, deal with that when the time comes. Next hour, a couple of guests and a chance for you to win Jags tickets to the exhibition game this weekend against Carolina. If you can't go, we will have it. But that will be coming your way next hour. You hear from John Summerall again. So we'll have that in hour number 2. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
Your new home for the Jacksonville Jaguars is WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com, and let your brand shine.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
College football is about to kick off, and there's no better way to experience every touchdown, every big play, and every unforgettable rivalry than with a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions, delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it at Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
Our Town Magazine and the Builders Association of North Central Florida invite you to the Our Town Home and Garden Show, August 29th and 30th at the Sports Events Center at Celebration Point, presented by Entrust Roofing and Visit Gainesville, featuring over 150 vendors with exclusive deals for all of your home, garden, and patio needs. From landscaping inspiration to the latest upgrades and renovation projects. Tickets are only $5 and children 10 and under are free. Check us out online at GainesvilleHomeandGarden.com. We'll see you there.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. He's been broadcasting Gator sports for more than 30 years. He's seen it all and spoken with everyone. This is Sports Scene with Steve Russell.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency. And brought to you in part by Campus USA Credit Union, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Meldon Law, UF Orthopedics, Atlantic Roofing, Ruzogra State Farm, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, Sensei Asian Bistro, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's the Dean of Gator Sports, Steve Russell.
Hour 2 of Sports Scene commences now with Tyler as our producer. Thank you for making time out of your busy day to join us and talk sports. We will talk a little high school football with Demetric Jackson, the former Gator, coming up here in a couple of minutes. Don't forget, big day tomorrow here on WRUF. A special edition of the Sports Lab. Kevin live in Jacksonville tomorrow from 10 a.m. to noon. Among his guests, the Jacksonville team president, Mark Lamping, will be with him. We'll do Sports Scene, then we'll do the Sports Lab, then we'll do the tailgate, and then Rays baseball. That's all tomorrow, beginning at 10 a.m. Your dream sports moment, already. We have a lot. But first, I want to tell you, we're coming to you live from the Southeast Car Agency studio. Great people in business nearly 50 years. If you're looking for the best and late model, low mileage vehicles, this is the place to go. Second to none. Southeast Car Agency. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you. Many thanks to Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the first hour of the show. Domino's Pizza sponsoring hour number 2. Great food, and it's perfect for lunch, dinner, or those late night cravings that you might get. You can order at GatorDominoes.com. International Diamond Center email. Patrick says he would play tennis with Rafa. Okay. Daryl, he'd like to ride around Daytona Speedway with Chase Elliott. Okay. And James, his dream sports opportunity would be to play a round of golf with Lee Trevino. Always loved his attitude. Yeah. So what would your dream sports opportunity be? I've thought about it. We're going to see here. All right. We're going to go to get our guest here, courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. Meldon Law won't back down. Demetric Jackson, former Gator, coaching over at Fort White, and he is going to join us here now to tell us about his football team and get his thoughts on the Gators, too. So let's bring Demetric in here. Demetric, first of all, thank you. Another year about to start here. But before I do that, with your Gator tie here, what are your thoughts on John Sumrall and where you think the Gator program will be headed now?
Oh, man. I like what I'm seeing from him. I think we're headed in the right direction. I don't want to put a prediction on win-loss. A whole lot of got to see him play first before I kind of make that prediction. But I like the fact that we have a defensive-minded coach who's going to bring some discipline and physical toughness, but also bring an innovative offensive coordinator. I think that's what we've been missing at Florida. We've been getting a lot of offensive coaches that, in my opinion, are a little vanilla and soft, and we need to get back to playing some good football, but also, get with the times and have an offensive coordinator that has a little imagination.
Tell me about your football team.
Oh, man. We're excited up here at Fort White, what we got going on. Got a good group of seniors that are leading us. We return a number of offensive players, particularly our offensive line. We returned 4 of those guys that started last year. We returned both running backs, both starting receivers. The big question mark is quarterback play. How well can we do with a sophomore quarterback, repping us? And then defensively, we feel really good. We replaced quite a bit of guys. It's not really a one-man show. It's more of a group of guys that are playing really well defensively. So we're led defensively by our front 4 defensive linemen, and they all return. So we're excited about that.
Your week 0 game, I assume you had that. Tell us who you played, what you saw from that game.
We played Providence out of Jacksonville. Couple of takeaways. I thought we ran the ball really well, and I thought we stopped the run really well. Areas of concern, we turned the ball over. I mean, they actually jumped out on us 14-0. We snapped the ball over quarterback's head for a touchdown. The quarterback threw an interception for a touchdown. So they're up 14 points, but I thought our defense played extremely well. I think they ended up with 24 yards total offense.
Wow.
In 3 quarters now. JV played the 4th quarter. They couldn't get anything offensively. But, that was the kickoff classic. The real season starts this weekend, and we got an opponent that's going to give us a lot more of a challenge.
Yeah, I love the fact you're playing Eastside right out of the gate. They had a good year last year. That should be a test for you right away.
Yes, man. With the new system and how, max prep ranking is going to be very important based on your strength of schedule. We felt last year that we didn't do what we needed to do to get in the regular playoffs, and we ended up winning the fits, which was good. But we want to play some teams that we think that could prepare us for playoffs. And starting off the season, normally we would play Taylor County, but Taylor's in our district, so they had to move to district week, and now we have Eastside week 1, which I think will be great for us. Our coach Gator has done a great job at Eastside and getting those guys prepared. We saw them a little bit over the summer in 7-on-7, so we know what challenge we have ahead of us.
Coach, it's interesting how, look, the only constant is change. We all know that. But because of the new, as you said, the new rules in terms of playoffs and not, it has to be a little more of a challenge to schedule now, doesn't it?
It is extremely a challenge for us. We're talking about a school. We should be in rural classification, but we have so many teams in our area, either went independent or SSA, that forced us to play a lot tougher opponents. We have Santa Fe back on the schedule this year. Also, we playing Taylor as a district game. Madison County is a district game, but that week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is a beast. We're talking about Union week 4, Santa Fe week 5, Taylor week 6, Mayo week 7, Madison 8, and then Baker County week 9.
Wow. Yeah.
So
yeah.
That schedule is tough, man. But that's what happens when, a lot of the teams in our area went to SSA. We still play Union. They went to SSA, but they played us. Chiefland is 1A. They were a rural team. They're going to continue to play us. And then Mayo is another SSA team that play us. But you got Trenton and Brantford, some of those other schools that are right around us, close to us, that we think we're pretty much the same size. We didn't get a chance to play them, so it's a huge challenge for us.
Last thing, you mentioned your quarterback, a young player. What did you see from him? You mentioned mistakes that he made, but as you judged him overall in that Week 0 game, what were your thoughts?
Well, right now we're running a 2-quarterback system, so we have two. Yeah, we have 2 sophomore quarterbacks that hadn't played a whole lot. One only started 2 games as a freshman last year. The other one started 2 games as a receiver last year as freshmen. They have great upside, but as far as experiencing and being able to see a lot of things football-wise, it's going to be a huge challenge. They did some great things for us, though. I mean, there's some things that they can do. One is more of a runner, a little more physical. The other one is strictly more of a drop-back passer. So they bring different things to the table. It's just being able to read the defense and make good decisions. Sounds like both will play, at least early. Yes. Yeah, we got it scheduled that both will get some reps. Okay. Well, Demetric, I wish you luck. And again, they'll open up with Eastside this weekend. We'll get you back as the season progresses, man. Thanks for your time. All right, thank you. You got it. Demetric Jackson did a good job over at Fort White High School. All right, now, I got a quick email to get to here before I get anything else. Carl, his dream sports opportunity is to swim against Mark Spitz. Okay, that's a long time ago, but I get it. Look, if you had somebody that you grew up with as your idol, it doesn't change the fact as you get older that they're still your idol. So I have no problem with somebody saying something like that. Ken emails, do you believe hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports? Been asked that a lot over the years. If it isn't, Ken, it's one of them. Especially now. I mean, it's really hard now to hit. I mean, there's some really good hitters that right now, look at Kyle Tucker. He's awful. He's on that big contract. He's been awful. You just never know. Brad, enjoy streaming your show every day from up here in Knoxville. Shame we don't play Tennessee this year. Always a big one for me living up here as a diehard Gator. Yeah, look, we can lament, Brad, and I do sometimes, and I'm guilty of this. When there was East and the West, and you knew who you played every year from a division standpoint, but those days are gone. And now you look for the next challenge, the next thing, and go from there. All right, what we're going to do now is during the break here, I'm going to give you a chance to win Jacksonville Jaguars preseason football tickets to the game against Carolina. If you are the 7th caller, lucky 7, 392-8255, you will win the tickets. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and Sportsing will continue as you listen on WRUF.
Hey, it's Steve Russell for Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. Friends, they've been in business for 45 plus years, and the Cousins family has done just one thing, but man, they've done it right. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. I'm driving one right now, have been for a very long time. They've treated me right. They'll do the same thing for you. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville.
For the first time ever in a public setting outside the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City, three legends are coming to Gainesville. Join Steve Spurrier, Danny Warfel, and Tim Tebow together with their Heisman trophies for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on Sunday, August 23rd. Enjoy an unforgettable night of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 1:17 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be part of Gator history.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
At International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange, you'll find transparent pricing, same-day evaluations, expert craftsmanship, and a team committed to treating every customer with honesty and respect. And you never know who you'll see shopping there. Music stars, sports stars, and savvy collectors all know where to go when they're searching for exceptional value and luxury timepieces. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, or restoring a treasured piece, visit International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange on West University Avenue in Gainesville.
Gainesville's best-kept secret is finally being revealed. Introducing Sensei Asian Bistro. Located in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Sensei delivers a one-of-a-kind Japanese-French fusion experience that's as refined as it is unforgettable. Indulge in signature dishes like our smoked New York strip, Chilean sea bass, matcha curry, or the crave-worthy chunggang chili chicken. Pair it all with handcrafted cocktails, fresh crudo oysters, or our premium A5 Wagyu tataki. Sensei Asian Bistro. Make your reservation today.
This summer, Hard Rock Bet has the hottest baseball betting odds in Florida. Vig, juice, fee, whatever you call it, we're cutting it. It's the 10-cent summer sale. That's flat 10-cent lines for winner, spread, and over-under pregame bets. Same bets, better odds. This August, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Valid for moneyline, spread and over. Under pregame markets with odds between -250 and +250 only. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator sports, WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
You know, the longer I do this, I think I've seen everything. Well, wrong. Cincinnati Bengals have a rookie. He's a defensive back, Sierra Wright. Okay. He's leaving the team. Now you'd think, okay, why is he leaving the team? Personal issue, he's hurt. No. He's leaving the team because he wants to fully pursue an acting career. Yeah. Apparently, he played at USC and Nebraska, so he's not a ham and egger, that's for sure. But yeah, he's appeared in 7 films and TV shows, and he had a role as LeBron James's son in Space Jam: A New Legacy back in 2021. So, yeah. Brian Marchman, congratulations. Going to go see the Jags against Carolina. Enjoy that, Brian. Thanks for listening. And that should be a lot of fun. Again, what would your dream sports outing be, Dustin? Play catch or run a route with Tom Brady? All right. I get that. All right. We're going to do a little bit more with John Sumrall as practices continue for the Gators. Tyler, we're going to do Sumrall here talking about quarterbacks' growth during camp so far.
You know what I'd say is happened in this training camp different is and I'm going to be very transparent with you. In the spring, I think Philo was way ahead because of understanding the offense, and Trammell was significantly behind. I think they've both taken some steps up. Trammell's probably had more upward mobility to room to grow because he's learning the offense. So I think they're both playing really good football. I'm not going to sit here and say like one guy's way ahead because I think they're both doing good work. And I do feel like we're in a position where nobody's going to take the snap snap one, because the other guy's done a poor job. It's going to be because he's probably just executed at a little bit higher level, whoever it is. And it's not. But we're at a place now where both guys are playing good football.
And if you're coaching, that's a luxury. Because, look, if your starter goes down and you got a 2 that you have a lot of confidence in and the players have a lot of confidence in, certainly a good thing. Sumrall also talks about play in the red zone.
Well, there's a couple of offensive things that stall, and there was a couple of blown coverages too. You know, you guys were there. 2 of the passing touchdowns we gave up on Saturday, we just decided not to cover anybody. Like, I can throw those. Like, it drove me crazy. Like, if it's okay to get beat on a play, it's not okay to just give them plays. We can't beat ourselves. And so Florida beat Florida on defense a couple of times Saturday, which was really frustrating. And then offensively, we got to get touchdowns down in there. We can't kick at field goals.
That was during the scrimmage that the Gators had with their play in the red zone. All right. Until we get Graham Hall here, he'll talk more about Gator practice. He's seen him and what his thoughts are. We'll get your questions, calls, and comments here at 392-8255. Don't forget, Domino's Pizza sponsoring this hour of the show. We have only had one today, I think, Tyler, as far as Facebook Live questions or YouTube questions. It's been a slow day. Facebook Live questions courtesy of Roosevelt State Farm. YouTube questions courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. And but a good number of emails here. We are just, look, I'm just going to be blunt with you here, okay? It's a struggle, man, to talk with you about, because it's just not, we haven't got one call about MLB, one call about the NFL. It's just, it's hard. It's hard. And even yesterday with Florida's volleyball coach here, I think he had, 1 or 2 questions, and that was it. It's a tough time here when football starts and then all the calls come. Well, I kind of have to see, where that leads. But it'll be good. Mike with an email, he said, are you going to reveal who your dream? No, I'm not, only because of this. It changes. It depends on the day you ask me. I mean, one of them would be to catch a pass from Joe Namath, right? Because, being a Jets guy. Is shoot a basket with Jalen Brunson. That'd be good. Or maybe Walt Frazier, right? I mean, it depends on the day. You ask me. Lucas, as a diehard Bulls fan, I'll play basketball with MJ. Yeah, that would be cool. But he would probably, if you did that though, Lucas, he'd probably torture you. He'd probably give you all kinds of grief. But it'd be fun. Look, if you got to take grief from anybody, it'd be him. Yeah, that would be kind of cool, actually. Don't forget tonight, Rays and the Blue Jays. We'll have it for you beginning at 6 o'clock. And I'll tell you what, Texas and the SEC topped the preseason AP All-America team. Texas has 4 players, and the SEC has 14. And again, a lot of discussion about whether the Big Ten is better or not. But Texas leads all teams, 4 players. SEC has 14 of the 27 first-team selections. The Big Ten has 8 on the first team. 3 from Oregon. Indiana, Georgia, and Oklahoma have 2 players on the first team. Ohio State, the preseason AP number 1 team, only has 1 player, the great Jeremiah Smith, there. Missouri has running back Ahmad Hardy on the first team. I wonder if Jaden Ball is seeing that. Yeah. But again, SEC doing a good job. Trinidad Chambliss just missed out on being the first team quarterback from Ole Miss. Bring Greg to the show. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Steve, when you call us out, I'm going to call you up. My dream, I guess, or ideal or whatever the question was, I would love in my prime, now I'm 58, but in my prime and in his prime, I would love to just play a game of 21 against Michael Jordan when we were both in our prime. He'd spank me, but that would be awesome. And, Steve, with this O-line, I heard John Summerall on a few other shows, talking about he's looking for like 8 guys, kind of like, in basketball, you look like for 8, 9-man rotation. And I heard there was some problems with the run offense. And just your thoughts, I'll take it off air, about how important this offense is going to be, offensive line play is going to be for this team, and the ability maybe to be able to, to kind of scheme around it if we have to. Didn't seem like Billy could do a really good job last year of kind of scheming other plays to kind of offset the bad offensive line play. So just your thoughts on that, and I'll listen off air and go Gators.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Greg. Look, I certainly think coming into the year, it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the offensive line was the area that I think most people looked at and said, we have some concerns. During the scrimmage, they struggled on some short yardage down situations. They just have to get better. And I love Phil Troutwine. I think he's going to do a really good job, but it might take a little while. Quickly, Bernard is here. Hi, Bernard.
Hey, I saw that they had a couple of chances, 4th and 1. Like you say, they didn't convert. It may be just a simple story of getting, better offensive linemen. It may not happen overnight. That's kind of interesting, Steve. We play these first. In the past, we played teams that we should beat in the first couple of games at home, and we have these cases where we go for 4th and 1 and we get stopped, and that's probably a little look into what may go on in the season. You talked about the guy, Steve. He got out there in that hot sun and figured I'd go auditioning for these movie parts and the air condition. He didn't want to be out there in the hot sun, and I don't say I blame it. Steve, my sports thing would probably be on the fast break on one of the wings, and Magic Johnson is in the middle, and he feeds me. I don't know whether I go in for a layup, a pull-up for a jump, or Magic Johnson and Kobe Bryant were my 2 favorite players. Texas getting a lot of love from everybody. That's the same Texas team we beat here. I don't see it, Steve. You take care and you have a good one. Talk to you later, okay?
Yep, thank you. Thing is, though, you can't judge this year's team on what happened last year. All right. Tyler's got it going here. YouTube question courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. Jim, can't believe Auburn spent as much money on the roster as we did, reportedly. They spent that much money on that roster. MJ, I'm biting my nails about the Marlins. This series against the Phillies is a big one if you want to win the wild card. Yep, it is. I was a little surprised the Marlins didn't do more at the trade deadline. Dream Sports match, play a straight pool match with Willie Mosconi. Big fan of the show, the Big Cat. Yeah, that'd be cool, right? The Hustler. Remember Paul Newman, Jackie Gleason? Yeah, that's cool. We'll take a break, come back. Hope to have Graham Hall here to talk Gator football, what he's seen so far out of practice, as we come your way from the Southeast Car Agency studio on WRUF.
Stream all of our shows on YouTube. Search WRUF, home of the Gators.
Your heart health matters. That's why Titan MRI and Imaging and Gainesville Open MRI are offering a coronary calcium scan for just $99. This quick, painless CT scan takes about 15 minutes and can help identify calcified plaque in your heart's arteries, giving you valuable insight to your future heart attack risk. The results provide a calcium score that can help your doctor determine the best preventive care plan for you. Schedule your scan today at GainesvilleOpenMRI.com. Live longer, live healthier. Titan MRI and Imaging with 3 convenient locations in Gainesville and Lake City, serving you better.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
Ever dreamed of catching a touchdown pass from Tim Tebow or Danny Warfel? Or taking a handoff from the legendary Steve Spurrier? Then you need to join the Florida Legends Experience on Sunday, August 23rd. You'll receive a personal video of your touchdown and your football signed by the Gator Heisman winner. Enjoy an unforgettable day of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of the Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be part of Gator history.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
You know you're doing something right when your customers tell their friends and neighbors about you. That's why Ruse Ogra State Farm is proud to announce the opening of their second location, 25527 West Newberry Road in Newberry. From auto and home insurance to life insurance and more, if you're in Gainesville, Ruse can help you. And now if you're in Newberry, Ruse can help you. Ruse and his team thanks you for your trust, your referrals, and your support. Visit either of their 2 locations or call to get your personalized quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Get the latest Gator sports news on WRUF.com, your online home for Gator sports.
Final half hour of the show today. Don't forget Scott Strickland's live here in studio Thursday in the noon hour. Look forward to having him here. Look forward to having my next guest here, too, as he joins us now on the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. Graham Hall, sometimes host of Sports Scene, covering the Gators for 247 Sports, joins us here. Graham, always a pleasure. You've seen the practices, and, we're in that time now when, the public doesn't get a chance to see them. We in the media don't get, all that much of a chance to see them. But if I said to you through, 10, 11 practices, what stood out to you, where would you go with that?
I think a little bit more comfortability and confidence that Florida has, because when you get here in spring, so much is new. Even the returning guys, they don't know what to expect. Having new coordinators on both sides of the ball, a head coach that's a bit more intense than most of them are used to. Maybe some guys are a little bit fearful of doing things the wrong way, and so they don't do everything with intention. That's all gone. And a lot of the off-season gains that they made in the weight room play into that a lot, but it's a lot more comfortability. And when you have the excitement of the gains you made in the off-season, knowledge of what to do, and as the season gets closer and you can start tackling guys again, you just have a lot more confidence and you're much more comfortable out there. And I think that's been pretty evident. And for Florida's coaching staff, they're pleased by that because they weren't able to get as much done in spring as they would have liked because they're trying to make positive first impressions and get everyone acclimated. So now they're able to accomplish a little bit more. Practices have been intense. We were out there this morning for about 20 minutes for Florida's 11th practice session. And I'm not going to name names or single anyone out, but we're out there early in the morning in the first hour of practice, and I'm seeing an offensive lineman have to go to a trash can and vomit a little bit. I mean, that's what you're getting out of these middle of the summer, it's still summertime, practice sessions in the heat that are intense and designed to get you ready for the season, is you're going to see it ramping up a little bit. And that's part of why the public and the media have been seeing less, because Florida understands that they need to kind of keep a lot more close to the vest, so to speak, because it's in their favor. It's their best competitive advantage is kind of catching some teams off guard, whether it's new looks defensively in Brad White's scheme or obviously Buster Faulkner's creativity, scheming the offense around the talent. This is where, in spring you're working on individual plays and getting them in. Now you're getting into scheming drives together and streamlining plays back to back to back, which that is a lot more critical to your team's success. And so that's why Florida is limiting a lot of the information that's coming out, because they know it's in their best interest. And all the Florida fans out there that may be disappointed in the lack of clips that are on social media and getting to see some things, ultimately what they want is Florida to be successful. And that's what this coaching staff feels is in the program's best interest. And that's to limit a lot of the information coming out right now.
Graham, it's no secret that, the offensive line was going to be the area that arguably was of the most concern. I know after the scrimmage, Summerall was not pleased with some of that. When you see what we can see with the offensive line, maybe tackle might be the bigger question as far as the interior, maybe more so. Your thoughts on that group so far?
I think it makes sense for John Summerall and Phil Troutwine to publicly challenge the offensive line, because it is a question mark for Florida. You only return Najee Harris as a multi-season experienced starter here in Gainesville. You have to replace 3 redshirt seniors, guys who were drafted highly in Austin Barber and Jake Slaughter. You understand that that group is going to need to be pushed because they are going to be arguably the most critical position group to Florida's offensive success. Florida fans know what the Gators have in the skill positions. They know what they have in Jaden Baugh. You get Dallas Wilson back, Vernell Brown, the third back. You add Eric Singleton. Quarterback, obviously, is a competition, and that's going to be huge for Florida as well. But you're not going to be able to establish the run or protect either quarterback if you don't have sound offensive line play. So that has been a position group that's been singled out for being one that needs to become more physically and mentally strong. And I think from talking to some of the guys like Harrison Moore, and we talked to TJ Shanahan Jr. today, they understand that while maybe that message isn't ideal for them, no one wants to necessarily be publicly criticized by their head coach or position coach. They seem to understand that it's in their best interest, and it's up to them to prove whether those concerns were valid or whether they were ones that were going to help challenge Florida to be as good as they can possibly be, with a lot of young guys and guys who have overcome injuries and have been on the cusp of starting roles or have battled for roles like they did last year, like Bryce Lovett and Caden Jones. They understand that it's up to them to dictate what the narrative is for this team this season. From what I've been led to believe, it is more of this is a motivational tactic rather than John Summerall and Phil Troutwine are coming out in the media and being like, oh, yeah, we got a real problem. They're looking to motivate this unit, where I have been led to believe that the offensive line is probably a little bit less of a concern than they have made publicly in media availabilities. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't have questions to answer. I think you look at the tackle position for Florida, how those battles shake out is going to be really, really interesting. I think Florida's more settled along the interior of the offensive line with Najee Harris at left guard, Harrison Moore at center, and TJ Shanahan Jr. at right guard. Who ends up winning the starting tackle roles for Florida is going to be really interesting to see, because you have at least 4 names that are in the mix. You could make a case for 5 maybe, of Emeka Ogorji, who's a guy who reclassified, spent his freshman year at Stanford, maybe didn't have the best pro football focus grades, but that doesn't mean anything if he can make massive strides and maybe plays at a more natural position for himself. He's competing with Egan Boyer for the tackle role. I could see a situation where Emeka wins the left tackle role for Florida, and Egan Boyer ends up emerging as the guy at right tackle for the Gators. And then you also have the 2 I just mentioned in Caden Jones and Bryce Lovett. Where are they going to end up working out for Florida's offensive line? Could Bryce Lovett, who has slimmed down tremendously in the past 4 months, could he end up playing guard for Florida, or is he more of a natural tackle? That's a question Florida has to figure out, but it's a guy who can play on the interior, but also play both tackle positions. And then Caden Jones is also pushing for a role as well. And then there's a couple guys behind them, and TJ Dice Jr. and Fletcher Westphal, has been limited due to injury, but a very promising young guy, has transformed his body. Is he going to be able to even push for some playing time this season? Florida is working on figuring out that tackle position, and they got a little bit more time to do it, but I would not be surprised in the slightest if, due to the competition right now, when you see those first 2 games of the season, I would not be shocked if Florida rotates at multiple positions there to get these guys in-game experience and continue evaluating a position group that is critical to Florida's success, and due to that is rightfully under the microscope right now.
Yeah, and Graham, I what you just said, a lot of people don't like the fact that Florida's not playing anybody really early, but to do what you just said, to allow them to experiment a little bit, get these guys with their feet wet a little bit before playing Auburn, I think that's going to be a benefit to Florida. Graham Hall joining us here now, talking Gator football. Florida had a punter last year and a place kicker who have great opportunities to make an NFL roster and actually start. So when it comes to special teams, what are you seeing?
I think that Florida is going to have sound specialist play. I think they're going to be really good in the return game. I don't know if they have a kicker that has a leg like Trey Smack. I mean, you watch some of these preseason games, the guy's comfortable from 55 to 60 yards. He hit a 58-yarder. Let's be honest, media and Florida fans were spoiled by the specialist play in Gainesville the last couple of years, which made kind of writing about special teams, it wasn't always black and white. When we were criticizing special teams play, I always tried to note, hey, listen, guys like Rocco Underwood and going back to Jeremy Crawshaw and Tommy Doman last year and obviously Trey Smack, those are really, really sound specialists, which made Florida's special teams miscues and issues just so much more unfortunate because they had extremely talented guys. It was more of shooting themselves in the foot type thing rather than, they don't have the guys to get it done, or they don't trust their kicker and they have to punt it, from the 39-yard line in opponent's territory. They were spoiled, Florida fans were, by the specialist play. And I'm not saying that as a shot, but I do think that if you're expecting a guy out there in Patrick Durkin to go out there and be consistently knocking in 55 to 60-yard field goals, I just think you may be setting yourself up for disappointment. He's an extremely accurate kicker. He's continuing to work on his game. Florida feels very confident in him. And you look at the guys behind him. Padron is doing well as well. With Durkin was dealing with a little bit of a foot injury on Saturday during the scrimmage. He's going to be okay, though. Not going to miss any time. I think for Alec Clark as well, same situation, probably closer to Tommy Doman in terms of what he brings to the table rather than a Jeremy Crawshaw, who was a record setter at Florida. You're going to get sound specialist play from Florida, and then continuing to build that timing and the camaraderie and rapport, whatever buzzword you want to use, between the long snapper and the holder on field goal attempts, and obviously getting everything down and the timing and the cadences. That is going to be something that's going to need to continue to be worked on for Florida. But where Florida can really be exciting for fans outside of eliminating all of those undesirable plays, the 10 or 12 men on the field, is that Florida has a lot of talent in the return game. And I know that's an overlooked aspect, and sometimes deservedly so, especially here in Gainesville, where Florida hasn't been known to really be a threat to score on punt returns or kickoff returns in recent years. But London Montgomery, Jaden Baugh, Vernell Brown III, who knows if Eric Singleton can get involved, Javari Flowers is going to be a factor in the return game for Florida. I think if I had to make a bold prediction right now, I think Florida gets a punt return touchdown for the first time, and I can't tell you the last time I saw it. I know it's been in the last decade, but I do think it happens. Vernell Brown III was very close to making one happen last year. I think that Florida has just too much talent in the return game this year to not get it done. That's where they should be able to make a little bit of a difference of something you haven't seen in recent years. But in terms of specialist play, I think we should temper expectations a little bit. They're going to be good. I don't know if they're going to be excellent, best in the country type level.
Let me end with this, Graham. Talking to some of the players, a small thing like having morning practices has made such a difference. I mean, you look back and like, well, why didn't that happen more, here? I mean, it's when you're at your freshest. It's the coolest. There's a lot of advantages to that. I wonder why that wasn't done before, because the players have really taken to this, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. And I do think everything you just said is why it makes sense. That's when we're all energized, awake. How often after maybe a big meal, or you've already worked 8 hours, or you're struggling to continue going, and let alone then you go out to a practice field at 4 p.m. That's a tough situation to be in, to do your best. I also think maybe some of the previous practice setups were a little bit telling about where Florida stood, how they felt about their strength and conditioning program, because if you're going out in the midday heat, you're kind of looking for guys to continue losing weight in a sense here, or continue slimming down, or you don't think that they're going to be able to necessarily deal with the conditions that are required to play this brutal game for 60 minutes. I do think it's a little bit telling where this coaching staff feels good about the fact, from a body standpoint, where guys are, that they want to make sure that they can run these high intensity practices for 2 hours and get the most out of them. And to do that is in the morning. And now, with all that said, there is going to have to be some adjustment here as the season gets a little bit closer, because as we all know, we're going to have to get our midday naps on September 5th before Florida opens the season against Florida Atlantic. So you're going to start to see a few more late in the afternoon, evening practices. Florida's second scrimmage of fall camp that's going to be held this upcoming Saturday is not going to be held in the morning. Saturdays this past weekend was held at 11 a.m. They're going to scrimmage later in the afternoon, closer to nighttime this upcoming Saturday, because they're going to have to start preparing for going a full day and just balancing everything that goes into conserving energy, being ready to take the field at the end of the day rather than get it done in the beginning of the morning. So you're going to see a little bit of some changes moving forward, and I think they're going to continue doing that during the season and alter some practice times based on when the upcoming contest is going to be. So the guys are in a routine. They can be able to know what to expect every single day, and then when the weekend gets here, you're not having this sudden change to your routine when you have to go out there and play a contest that actually matters in the win-loss column.
Great to have you. Where can people see your work?
Always a pleasure to join you. You do a fantastic job. You know this. Swamp 247 right now is where you can see all of our work. We got practice clips, insider reports, features. I got a couple coming tomorrow on Evan Pryor, a backup running back for Florida. TJ Shanahan Jr., who grew up a Florida fan, wanted to come to Florida, and now he finally is here. Fun fact about TJ that I didn't know before today: he's cousins with John Jalapeno, which may be a name that is very familiar. Yeah, you know him well. I didn't know they were cousins. What a connection, right? Small world, I guess you could say. So a ton of stuff over at Swamp 247. We're running a 60% off promo from now until the start of football season. So we'd love for you to join our community. And it's always a pleasure to talk with you, man. I'm looking forward to doing it again soon.
You got it. We'll have you back. Thanks, Graham. Graham Hall does a great job covering the Gators for 247 Sports. We'll take a break, come back. We'll wrap Sports Scene up for today. You're listening to Sports Scene coming to you live from the Southeast Car Agency studio on WRUF.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC, 2026 GMC Sierra $399 per month, 2026 Chevy Silverado $379 per month. Plus, get 0% financing for 60 months and no payments for 90 days on new Chevy Silverado. Come see us today at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC and GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $69.99 due at signing, plus tax, tag, title, and dock. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty, subject to lender approval. $16.66 per thousand financed at 0 APR for 60 months. Offers don't combine. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
The Florida Legends Card Show is coming to Alachua County Sports and Event Center on August 22nd and 23rd. Discover sports cards, Pokemon and TCG, collectibles, vendors, and more. Saturday show runs from 9:30 to 5, followed by trade night from 6 to 9 p.m. And Sunday the show runs from 9:30 a.m. to 4. Admission is just $5, and Saturday trade night is free. Plus, food and drinks will be available throughout the show, and best of all, proceeds benefit Isaiah 117 House. The Florida Legends Card Show, August 22nd and 23rd at Alachua County Sports and Event Center.
Hey Gainesville, tired of big banks that don't know your name? Meet Galabank. Locally owned, locally operated. With over 350 years of combined experience, we're here to help our neighbors, not just customers. No call centers, no appointments necessary, no sign-in sheets, and anyone can cash a check on us. No extra charge. Local bank, local people. Galabank. Find us at 7515 West University Avenue off Tower Road. Galabank. Member FDIC.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. The InventHelp databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call us for free information at 1-800-558-5497. Again, 1-800-558-5497.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
An extreme heat warning is in effect across north central Florida through 8 o'clock this evening. Peak feels like temperatures surpassing 110 for several hours this afternoon under mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. We'll have a chance for a few isolated showers toward the Atlantic coast and also near the I-4 corridor. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight, lows in the upper 70s. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
Extra Point with Steve Russell. Presented by Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Saturdays after Gator football, right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
That has been exciting at times over the years, doing that. Looking forward to doing it again. Mortal Jim YouTube question, what I make of the secondary, watching them live, anybody sticking out. I'll do that tomorrow. But again, that's an area of a bit of a concern too, I think. Peyton says he would like to have a game of chess with Bobby Fischer. He'd probably lose quickly, but yeah, I mean, I get it. So that's the dream sports matchup we were talking about. And don't forget, Sports Lab coming up next with Kevin Now, but tomorrow, a special edition of the Sports Lab. He's going to be in Jacksonville from 10 a.m. to noon. Among the guests, Jacksonville Jaguars team president Mark Lamping. Sports Scene will follow, so will the Sports Lab, then Tailgate, and then Rays baseball. The Rays continue their series with the Blue Jays, and that is all going to be coming up tomorrow. So again, be listening for that special edition tomorrow on the show. Thanks today to Graham Hall from 247 Sports and a couple of the high school coaches in the area, Bryant Frye from Trenton and Demetric Jackson from Fort White. Going to talk to more of them tomorrow as the high school football regular seasons will crank up this weekend. Hard to believe it's starting already, but in fact it is. Thanks to Tyler for producing the show. Thanks to you for listening. We will do this again tomorrow for a Wednesday edition of Sports Scene. You're listening to WRUF. Sports Lab is next. Stick around.
Your home for the Tampa Bay Rays is WRUF.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF Bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida Bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida Bookstore.